Hey everybody, back for another breakdown video. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu match here. One of my students. Lately I've been having my students send their matches to me so I could check them out, break them down, and just share my perspective on things that they could have done, even their opponents that could have done to be even more effective in the match. So this is Ryan Anderson right there in the blue belt, and it's a tournament probably about a year ago, biggest tournament in Canada called the Ontario Open. There's tons of competitors, very tough one to win, and if you can win that, you're doing a fantastic job. So we'll see how this plays out. I can't remember this match. I remember parts of it, but it'd be good to check it out again. Just going to kick on some volume here. Here we go. So just to give you a little background, you're going to see the guard pull happen already. Ryan really likes the spider guard. He's one of the guys that's taken on the spider guard and variations of it at the gym and does a good job with it. It can be really annoying with that position. So he pulls the spider. Now he's doing a variation of it. Okay, so you see the right hand. Let me get my marker up here and see what color it is. All right, we're good. So the right hand is on the left foot, is spider. Left hand sleeve, that's classical grip there, right? The only thing that makes this different, instead of this right hand being on the sleeve, it's on the collar. So this can be very annoying, very tough to pass. And I'd like to see this position here, his hips a little bit more over here on this side, which would put more tension on this and bring it a bit more this way. But from this position, you can set up sweeps, omoplatas, you can set up triangle chokes. We'll have to see what he goes for here. I'll bet you triangle choke because he really likes that one. Here we go. So he was thinking about a sweep there for a second, makes the guy post, and there's the triangle there. So let's just review that here. You'll see what happens here. Okay. Oh, got to go back up more. So you'll see here, he has the foot on the bicep, and then he is going to use this foot to kind of block this knee. Now this doesn't feel like a bad position. So his guy on top is like, oh, I have my left hand free. There's no way I'm going to be swept this way because my left hand's free. But that's not what's happening. He's going to fake the sweep, so he posts his hand here so he doesn't get swept, and then he's going to be able to shoot the triangle with this one going below, and this foot easily going above the shoulder and locking up that triangle position. Okay, so we're going to continue forward here, see how that happens. So he kind of makes him, not yet, but watch here. Little tilt, posts, and then shoots. Nice job. So right here, we'll see what happens before I add some details. Okay, he gave up on it there. The guy was getting his right hand back inside slowly. So first of all, in that triangle position, the guy's right hand is definitely out now, and he starts to work it inside now. So if you squeeze a little bit more kind of this way and sideways, it makes it harder for them. If you squeeze all directions, it makes it harder for them to put that hand back in. But the situation here is Ryan was very aggressive and did a great job of getting the triangle position, but then he kind of like, many people do, they're like, oh, I got you in the triangle. Now I can kind of take my time. No, you have to realize that people have fantastic escapes from that position. They will have their next move is like boom, 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 and they're out. You know, so you have to be just as fast. That's just the next stage. You've got them at a -1. You're at a +1, excuse me. You're at a +1. They're at a -1. You have to attack. There's a big difference between getting them to a -1 and then finishing them off. So what I would do here is, if I were Ryan here, is I would lift those hips up, okay? So you lift those hips up nice and high, and that's going to enable you to kind of play with this arm here and move it back and forth, because right now the guy's kind of framing is making it tough to cross that arm. So that would be able to cross the arm with two hands, work it, and then he would be able to reach. So right now he wants to spin. He wants to spin his head this way. He wants to put this foot in the hip here and spin his butt this way so he can lock that triangle. But it doesn't feel comfortable right now, so he doesn't want to go for it because this arm is not crossed, and he really doesn't have control of the head. So what I would do is cross that arm by lifting those hips, jam that arm across, and then the right hand, Ryan's right hand, would reach up and grab his left ankle, you see, over the neck there. And then he would be free because he would have that triangle locked with his hand and his ankle, and then his right foot would be free. You see, essentially his right arm would become his right leg, right where his right leg is now. And then his right foot would go here, he'd be able to adjust, the head would get pulled down, and he'd be able to get the angle for the triangle. But the guy does a good job of kind of keeping his posture, working his hand back in a little bit of an opening, and then Ryan's like, okay, I'm not going to get my guard past here or whatever, so I'm just going to go back to closed guard and potentially have another chance at that. And we'll see that right now. There we go. Ryan goes both sleeves, and again, he's opening that guard up. I think he wants to get back to that triangle position, that spider guard position, because it worked well. Maybe the guy, that's a good thing, but when you roll, you have to test someone's armor. If you get something and they kind of fall for it a little bit easy, then you go for it again. Sometimes you go for your best move, the guy blocks it, shuts it down. You're like, okay, I got to change it up, and that's experience, being able to change up your attack depending on your opponent's weaknesses. So he's got a bit of a spider half guard here, stretching him. Nice 2-point sweep. Okay, so let's go over that. What happened there? So he had a bit of a kite sweep here. Now the nice thing about this sweep is when you get the sweep, he has both sleeves. So when he gets on top, it's very hard to get up when you have both sleeves held. So it's a good finishing position there. But watch what happens here. A lot of times with the kite sweep, he's going to stretch that left leg. So many times, let's see if I get my marker up here. So you're stretching this up and over, the left foot on the bicep. And then this foot commonly is going to block. It's just going to swing around that far leg and kind of block while you sweep them over. You pull their sleeves so they lose their balance, and you stretch them right over the top here. But Ryan does a different variation here. He actually kicks the knee. So when the guy stands up, it doesn't matter. Because a lot of guys will stand up to avoid that first sweep. But when you're kicking the knee, they still lose their balance, and that's what happens. The guy doesn't get all the way up, but I believe he just gets up halfway. So you'll see he kicks the knee, see? And he almost stood, but once he knocked him over, it was easy because he had both sleeves held. Now he's coming back to a bit of a bullfighter pass. His opponent's going for a similar type motion, making a bit of a lasso type position, except for his hands on the outside. Ryan does a good job of clearing his hand and ripping it free, and again immediately attacking, forcing him to the turtle. Let's see what happened there. So right now he's going to pass. I think he could have passed. The guy got a little panicked here and started to turn away here. Ryan could keep control of that leg. See if you could hold that pan leg and pull it back. Pull it back. Don't encourage the roll here. You could if you want to take the back, depending. But if you want to pass it, I think you could get that pass there. Oops, moving that screen on you here. But I think you could get that pass here. And if you capture that arm, if that left hand could hold the arm. So if you could hold the arm, get that marker up there. If you could hold the arm and the pan or the leg, now the guy's not going to be able to turn. But I think he's trying to take the back here. We'll have to see. So he turns, he gets the back, but he got caught in a weird position, and the guy got a bit of a high crotch grip. Now in this case, I would probably opt to keep this leg back. So this would be a crucifix. You see this? But it can be a little awkward when you go for the back position here. So let's see if he would take this leg back and keep it on this side. So if he put his right leg over here somewhere, then you would have the crucifix, and then he could flip and then have him in a good position there. We'll see what happens from here. Sometimes the guy can shake out though. Might be able to get like a triangle here from the back, maybe an arm lock, spins him there. The guy snuck his arm out. Good job. So Ryan got the advantage there for being on the back. Almost getting one hook, not getting the other hook. So he's a bit in a one-legged X position here. Now his opponent's not doing it, but if this foot would come up here, so that left foot, that would come up here into the hip. He could work the one-legged X position, may create a little more space. And then Ryan, even though it's not there, he should still do a similar pass. So what his left hand should do is she could reach back, and it can hold the pant leg that's between his legs. So you see that right leg's between the legs. His right hand can hold that pant leg by the ankle more though. I just don't want to show because it looks like the wrong spot there. And then his right hand can go to the floor, see? For base, far side is good. And then he can back step right over to side control and start to work from there. Another option too, let's see if I can see it here, is you could also go over to mount. Okay, so he would tap this leg with his right hand, the one that's between his legs. Here, tap it, and then he would step with this leg and kind of go down into the John Travolta type splits, and then there's a position here. It's kind of tough to show, but you stop the guy by putting your hand on the floor by his hip. I'll just talk about that briefly here because it's too hard to show in this position, but that stops the guy from recomposing the one-legged X. So he kind of tried to do it there, but now the guy came back and he actually got the similar position on the other leg now. So now again, it's about getting the leg out of the hip and backstepping. You can hear me yelling from the side. So that one. So again, so we're back in that same type of position. So we got to control this leg here. don't think this collar is going to be necessary here, really. So if he takes the right hand, controls this pant leg, pushes this out, which he's doing great. And then again, once he pushes it out, his left hand can go to the floor and he can backstep this way now to side control. Let's see what happens. So right there, and grabs the pants, perfect. And he's going to backstep, exactly. Goes into knee on stomach. Went for the knee on stomach, try to get, so if you get that knee on stomach, you get 3 points for passing, 2 points for knee on stomach, 5 points. But the opponent does a good job here, so he shakes out of it, and Ryan jumps to the other side. So that was good. He still got the 5 points, but I think he could have got it here. Not the 5 though. I would have dropped the side control. I would have took my right hand here, another option. And again, I'm giving suggestions. These are the guys in the battle. They know what they're feeling here, and you know, as a coach, we give ideas, but I never force my students, oh, why didn't you do what I said? I give ideas, I give, you know, things, and if they feel it comes up and it feels right, go for it, because they're in there, they're feeling the action. So I give that final decision to them. But sometimes you can remind them of techniques when you're coaching them. So if you could grab that ankle or pant leg and push that out of here, then I would drop this elbow to the far side, go a bit north-south, and sprawl out and kind of pass to side control and complete that pass. Because you never know, if this guy gets a guard back, you might not even get a chance to get back again. This guy's got killer sweeps. So he ends up jumping. See if the guard was recomposed there, but he's able to jump. And now, again, he goes for the stomach. Good job. The guy's a little more fatigued now, so he's not so explosive, and he gets the 5 points. Huge. Jumped over to the other side again. Can't tell if he's in half guard now or not. He's got the cross face. Just feeding the gi. I don't know if it's under the arm or over the arm. It's always a good idea to use that gi. Use that. The guy tried to deal with it and he ended up popping in the mount. So we'll see if so it was side control because he didn't get the 7 points. Going for the Ezekiel choke. It's a good job. Okay, one adjustment we can make on that, I think, to get that choke is, so he's got the low mount, which is good. So by the low mount, what I mean is he's locking his legs under the butt, crossing the feet. Can't see. Hopefully they're crossed. And he pulls his heels to the sky. I think he could do a little more pulling of the heels and driving the hips down. Because with this choke, you're giving away your posts. He's got no left arm, no right arm. They're not posting, you see? So he could get rolled either way. But when you have those hips down, you have those feet crisscrossed, heels to the sky, the person can't roll you. And every time they try to roll you, you pop your hips down. Okay? So now he's going for the Ezekiel. But watch here. His head kind of comes up. I like to just turn that head. Use your head to make him look away. And then sneak that across the neck for the Ezekiel choke. Okay, just show you guys here for the Ezekiel, for the people that don't know, haven't trained much jiu-jitsu. What you do is you get inside your own sleeve, 4 fingers, and then you go across the neck, and then his neck is in between your hands. You grab I like a fist. Some people grab their own gi, and you squeeze there with your body weight. And you're also taking out the wind from their stomach with your pressure. But see how his head comes up, and the guy's free to turn his head and tuck his chin again. See there? I think that's where he missed it there. And he climbs up a little bit. Now, when you get that high mount, it's very important that you spread the hands right away. And he's starting to do that now. So you see, so in the high mount, you want to kind of have more posts here, posts here. Your head can even be up a little bit, but the butt is heavy. You want to sit heavy, and you want to pinch the knees. Okay? We'll see what happens here. So I think a little more pinch of the knees when to stop that escape. The opponent did a good job. Now he's coming back to spider guard. Ryan's trying to throw by, but the other sleeve is held. Okay, should be in better position now to throw by. I'm calling for a head quarter position. So from the corner, I'd like to Ryan to step his left leg over top of this leg and put it between his legs. So it kind of limits the opponent's moves and gives him a good setup for many different passes. Let's see if he does that. He takes the De La Riva hook out. Nice work. There it is there. So you'll see now he's going for his back step again, but he actually gets almost swept. He gets back up, almost gives the back. Not much time left. So let's see what happened there. Just a quick breakdown here. So he went for his pass, which was very good. The guy did a nice time back roll here and got the sweep. So he was trying to stay back on top. See right there, he was trying to avoid. If he ended up on the bottom, he would get 2 points scored against him, which was okay because he's up by quite a bit. but he kind of gets up. And now you have to be very careful because since his right hand, see that right hand here? This right hand here is on this side. You see, so that enables his opponent to get his back. I would take this hand here and try to reach around the leg or around the waist or even grab the belt. If you grab the belt there, you're going to be able to push him away. He's not going to be able to get your back. So this kind of grip sometimes feels good, but we'll see what happens here. His opponent jumps on his back right there. And he might be able to get those 4 points. I don't even know what the score is, but I think Ryan would still be up. But you could get tapped out. Guy gets your back. Right there, he's only got one hook, so he's got turning it to a half guard. Ryan's trying to get flies, going for an arm lock. It's not that good of a position, though. You see, he went for an arm lock, obviously, because he needs the submission here to win. But his foot's between the legs. So if Ryan can really split his legs open, he's going to be able to pull his elbow out and get on top here, hopefully. Let's see here. Try to push the other one off his head. He's here. Nice arm lock. Tight. Oh, nice escape. Hitchhiker escape. So that was a good job. My arms are tight. If I get caught in that position, it's very, very tight. So he's going to do the hitchhiker escape. Watch here. He's going to bridge up. So as his opponent, you don't do it when your grip's on. Okay. So this is like a last-ditch effort. His opponent's going to stretch his arm out and start to lean back. So you can see he's already doing a good job. While his grip was on, he started to walk his legs away, created a better angle. Then he started to bridge his hips, and he's going to turn to his knees, which will spin his elbow out of a dangerous position, and then he's going to be able to yank it out, ideally, and get on top. So you'll see here, it's almost break. He turns his thumb, and he gets out. Now you just got to watch the triangle in that position. And you'll see the guy goes for there. Nice job. Or omoplata. Probably a good idea to, get into that omoplata and try to work the escape. But now he's stepped over the body, and he shakes out of there, creates a scramble, and he's safe. Well done. That's a stressful situation. You know, you're up on a match, you're dominating most of the match, and then you get caught almost in a submission. And good heart by Ryan to fight out of that. Good, exciting match here. So we're going to see what's going on. There's not much time left. So right now, Ryan still aggressive though. He's going for the to open the guard. Opponent puts a nice arm lock. See what happens here. Then we'll break that down a little bit. Trying to tap him out, trying to stretch him. You could get a sweep here if he reaches underneath. His opponent should try for a sweep here if he needs. I think he needs that finish. But what he could do for the sweep is he could, see how he had under the leg, he held under here, is he could swing him this way onto his head and sweep him over, and then he could actually break the grip a lot better on the ground. Sometimes if you need more momentum, you could even swing this leg open, but sometimes that can loosen things up. But he swings that and then sweeps him, gets on top to mount, or finishes that submission. Ryan's 20 seconds left. Opponent got the advantage. See there, that type of thing. I don't know if you can straighten it up, but it fell out. So he got the sweep, he got the 2 points. Trying to pass that guard. Ryan trying to get back to guard. Okay, and his opponent's trying to go for the side control. Keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. Don't give up. Turtles. Sometimes it's good to turtle in that position to avoid the points and the hooks get in. It's a tiring match. So I'm going to back that up just a little bit here, and let's go back to the arm lock and just talk a little bit about that. So why did that happen? What was he doing? What grip weight break was he doing? Okay, so I'm not sure. I can't see the exact hand grip, but Ryan stood up with his head down. So that can, and I think he has the collars there. Or he might have been going for a choke. Sometimes you do a choke where it's a little choke like that. I have to ask him, but he might have been going for the choke. I can't see where you choke and force the guard to open. But you just got to watch the arm lock. That's kind of one counter. Ideally, you want to build your head up. You want to grab a sleeve, and you want to stand up with perfect posture. So if they go for an arm lock, boom, they're not going to be able to get it. But he has his head down a little bit, and in that position, I think he probably was going for the choke, and then the guy caught him on it. Now in that position, he survives here. He probably has a good grip on his hand, but I like to crush down a little bit more. So one thing he could do is he could keep this knee behind the butt to keep the guy stacked up, but he could drop this knee here and crush the guy's knees to his face. And then from there, he can create an angle sometimes and shake his arm out. He could drag the guy down this way, shake his arm out. He can stay safe in that position. But he has, I don't know, I wonder how much that was hurting there. Guy's really stretching. That's it. So now you see in this position, he's starting to stack him. That's what I was talking about. Grabs that knee, creates an angle, and then his opponent is forced to give up on it here a little bit. Shook out, he's trying to break the grip. Takes the sweep and tries to win with the passes. All right, we saw the rest from here. So he held on. Let's just fast forward a little bit more. Gives the back because he doesn't want to get the 3 points. His opponent gets the hooks in, but time is up. You can see they're both kind of wearing down at that point. So it was a good match, exciting match. That's what you really want as a blue belt or a white belt or any belt. You want those exciting matches where you learn each match. You can see they're both tired. Good sportsmanship. And it was a fun day. I don't know, that was semifinals, so I wonder if Ryan won that day. See if I can get some of his other matches. But good job, Ryan, and hopefully you guys like that breakdown. A couple details there that can help you in some of those situations. And I'll be back with another breakdown soon. Have a great day.